'cause you're a part of me for life.
Hi, and welcome to this very special episode of Minds Behind the Song. Today, we'll be talking to the wonderful Perrie Edwards, who's going to be sharing her own experiences and discussing how music can really help to open the discussion around mental health. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for being here.
Do you feel like mental health is something that you find easier to talk about now? Now that you're older, now that you're not in the band, maybe?
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like I've always been pretty open when it comes to my anxiety and my struggles. I'm like an open book. And I like to be like that because I know that it kind of helps other people. But I still find it a little bit tricky to talk about, but I am pretty open. So,
Did you find in the band that was like kind of conversations you were able to have? Or did it, I suppose you guys were slightly later than us in the game of like mental health chat. Like I felt like it wasn't something people really wanted to hear from me.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Do you think that was because at the time it was a bit more like taboo?
Yeah,
And it was-
100%. Yeah.
That must have been really hard.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine. I feel like it is getting easier in the kind of time that we're in. So I think people are a bit more accepting and understanding. And I still find it tricky with like close relationships that I have to kind of explain it when they've never experienced it.
Really, yeah.
It is still quite tricky, but I can't even imagine what it would have been like for you back in the day, because it was like
Yeah,
a
it was
thing.
like not a thing. Yeah. So you've done a song called Me, Myself and You.
Yeah.
And that's all about embracing like independence, self-worth. Is that like a particularly special song to you?
Yeah. I just wanted to be really raw, really honest. And it was like even the day that I wrote it with like the amazing people in the room, and we were just chatting and we were just putting in loads of bullet points of how anxiety makes us feel, what are the symptoms like, what are our triggers, like that in itself was kind of freeing. And I knew that when I was writing these lyrics and I was making the song and I was recording the demo, that so many people were going to hear it and think, oh my God, that is what it's like that's how it feels, and they feel a bit more seen.
Was there a particular thing that triggered you to want to write the song, or was it just in general you felt like it was just relevant to your fans?
I think kind of the relationship I have with my fans, and like we talk about it a lot. And I just feel like for me, when I know other people are going through it, not that I'm like, yay, you experience it too, yay! But it almost feels like I'm a bit more seen, and like I feel less isolated, and I feel like it means a lot to me that someone is on my level and they understand more. So I think writing this song, it just kind of tells everyone who's going through it that it's like they're not alone.
So they can listen to it and feel seen in the same way that you do by them as well, I suppose. Yeah. And it can be quite debilitating, can't it? And it can creep up on you. Like I always think anxiety sometimes, it does build over time, but you don't always notice it necessarily, I think. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I feel like off, like something's not right. Did it, as you said, like it was therapeutic to write it? Do you think that was like, when you listen to it, does it still help you in a way?
Yeah, like I only did it once live, like acoustic, and it felt so nice to do, but I couldn't get it out. I kept crying.
Oh, really?
It was so weird, and I felt fine all day. I was kind of back to back with Ashton, who played the piano for me, and I just felt like this overwhelming like feeling, and I couldn't get past the first verse, and then I'd go again and I'd cry every time, and I thought, oh, okay, well, this isn't good. But obviously it's because it means so much to me, and it like resonates with me so much that I was like fully invested in listening to the lyrics as they were coming out, and I was like, and then it kind of just, I don't know, it is wild how anxiety makes you feel. But I agree, like I think it does slowly creep up, and then you get to the point where you literally can't, like I feel like I can't handle it anymore, and I'm like, ugh.
It would have been quite exposing, I suppose, but if you'd had an audience there, it probably would have been a really nice moment. Like if it was like an intimate audience, it would have been quite nice. Maybe not for you, but for them to see like it's like a genuine thing, you know. And they probably would have cried with you, I imagine.
Yeah, like everyone in the room was like, it's okay, it's fine, take your time, like do what you need to do. And I'm like, I'm so sorry, I don't know what's wrong with me. I just couldn't get it out. It was
But that's
so
the thing, it does,
weird.
it just creeps up on you, doesn't it? Do you ever feel like you have like physical symptoms with anxiety, or is it more just like...
All the time.
Yeah.
That's the part I hate. And I feel like the thoughts creep in all the time, but what I've learned now with obviously my therapy and things like that is thoughts aren't always facts. So like, because I think something doesn't mean it's actually going to happen. Everybody has hundreds of thousands of thoughts a day that come through the mind, and then they go and they're just passing by or whatever. And because of the way I am, I like lock onto it, and I'm like, oh no, now that I've thought it's going to happen.
It's going to happen,
But it's like, I'm learning to kind of try and make the thoughts go, and I'm like, this isn't fact. Nothing's going to happen to me right now. I'm completely safe. But the physical symptoms are what I really struggle with.
Yeah.
Like, I can't bear it. Like, it terrifies me so much that it's like, so like, it is really crippling. Like,
Is it like
so
pain
scary.
or breathlessness or?
It always starts with the tingles.
Okay.
So I get the tingles down the back of my neck. Then my arms and legs kind of go a bit limp. I'll start then getting the heart palpitations, and then my sight goes as well. It's really physical when it happens to me. Like, I honestly, like, it's wild how much I've avoided my anxiety over the years. With Mel now, she's the most amazing therapist I've ever had. She kind of comes to work with me.
Right.
And when I'm in the moments of having my panic attack, she'll coach me through it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's pretty strong then. Like,
That's
you have
been,
these really proper,
so
strong
I've had them a lot.
moments.
Yeah. And I think when I went solo is when it kind of escalated again.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think it was like the pressure of, because I know obviously it wasn't the same as with Little Mix, but you have those people there to back you up. You know, like silly things, like if you get asked a question that you don't know the answer to or don't want to answer, someone else can pick it up.
Yeah.
You know, like stuff like that. Or you've got to remember stuff, you've forgotten it, someone else will know it.
We'll pick it up,
Yeah, or if you're having a bad day, you can kind of get out of talking that day.
Yeah.
And everyone else can kind of fluff around it and no one will really notice. But when you're on your own, it is like,
no, it's
intense.
Crazy, yeah. The singing side of it, the performance side of it, the interviews, like all those kind of things, they don't actually make me anxious. When I'm doing what requires my talent, I'm like, I've got this. Like, I'm in my bag, like, I'm chill. Get me on a stage in front of like thousands of people, I'm cool. Get me in a car on the way to the zoo on a Saturday, I'm not cool. Like, it's so weird, but I think I like, maybe, I don't know if it's to do with fame, I don't know if it's to do with success, I don't know if it's the job that we do that's so abnormal that I start making the day-to-day things not normal. But I do feel like I'm moving forward with like the therapy that I'm doing and doing it in the moment, and I feel like I'm getting to a good place, but it is hard. I feel like it's a constant journey. Like,
yeah,
it's never a straight line either. It's always like up and then down and then straight line for a second, and then you're up again and you're down again. So it is intense.
Do you think it's the outside pressures that affect you, or probably not, I suppose, if you're saying like it's not the performance, it's not that part of it, it's the day-to-day life?
Yeah, I think it's a bit of both. If we make music in Little Mix and the Saturdays or solo or whatever, if we love it, that means something to us, but then you put it out for the world to criticise, and then it's like, if everyone doesn't like it, it's a bit of a kick in the teeth. It's not easy. You definitely have to have a thick skin in this industry. What I'm learning a lot as well at the moment is like being open about how I'm feeling. I feel embarrassed that I'm feeling anxious for no apparent reason. So I'll just let it kind of eat away at me and consume me. And I'm like, I start spiraling.
Yeah, isn't it mad how we do that though?
wild,
We can think something, I think especially if you start talking to a therapist or you start opening up to friends and family, you can have this belief or thought for months. You've been telling yourself it for ages, and then you say it out loud to someone and you're like, oh.
And then
actually,
it sounds a bit silly, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
It is, it's wild. But I think that's why, like, if you can have somebody there that you feel safe with and you can open up to them, or even if you say it to yourself, I'm feeling really anxious about this, but I know in this moment right here and now I'm completely safe.
Yeah.
And then it's almost like voicing it kind of helps. So even though it's really hard because it's like a constant battle, it's like, I want to take my little boy to the zoo. I want to take him to the farm. I want to go on holidays. I want to do all these things. So I have to put in the work to do that, if that makes sense. Or...
And don't you find as well, by doing those things, you bank them. So when you're having one of those moments, you've proven to yourself already that you can do it.
100%.
And the more you do that and the more you remember them, you go, oh no, actually, remember, you felt like this last time.
Yes,
and
you
actually
got through
everything was
it.
fine.
Yes, absolutely.
You say like when you're singing or when you're doing music and stuff, like that's when you feel most at peace and most comfortable. Do you feel like that for you is like the biggest kind of therapy, the biggest kind of help for you?
I think so. I think singing and making music and being creative, that's where I'm at my best. So that's why I love making music and I love singing. I love like performing, getting ready for a performance, the rehearsal process. Like I just love anything like that. And also just being a mum. Like I'm the happiest in the world when I'm with Axel.
Did that make your anxiety better or worse when you had a baby?
Better,
yeah,
weirdly. Did it? You too?
I think because it shows you that you can't control everything.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but for me, I kind of realised I could put my son in like the safest room and he will find something to trip over. Or, do you know what I mean? Or like, if they're going to get sick, they're going to get sick. Or I will do everything in my power to never make them sad, but they'll go to school and someone might say something mean to them.
Yeah.
Or like, and I think as well, just seeing the joy, you know, like on a trampoline, like watching little kids on the trampoline, how much joy that brings them. And you're like, it's so simple, yet we find like the smallest things to find stressful or to make us anxious or unhappy. And I think they remind you that you can't control everything and that actually there's joy in the simplest things.
Yeah, no, I love that. I do love kind of looking at the world through Axel's eyes. It's so like innocent and so fun and so carefree. And I think also having a baby, like you kind of have to put them first. I haven't got time to worry about things when I need to get him ready and I need to get him out the house and get him to school or whatever. But like, yeah, I think I definitely felt like my anxiety, but more so when I was pregnant, I've felt so empowered. I felt so independent. Really? Yeah. I was the opposite. I felt like a complete different person. I was like, I could like take on King Kong if he tried it with me right now. Like,
well, it is
I'm
amazing.
so amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I kept telling myself, I'm making a human. I didn't start sweating the small stuff anymore when I had Axel. I was like this is what life is, not all these other things I worry about.
And people's opinions and things like that. So as a family, is music a big part of your life then?
Axel loves singing. He loves performing. He's like, I love that he loves it.
See, I'm fuming. My kids haven't got a performing bone in their body.
Really?
Yes.
But it might come.
I'm like, and they're quite theatrical and they've actually both got really good voices, but they hate the idea of being on a stage.
Oh, really?
And obviously I don't want to be a pushy parent, but I'm like, it's wasted.
Axel's the opposite. He's not really that into football at the moment, and Alex is obviously devastated. Like,
mine went into football until they were at least 8 though.
Oh, really?
So you've still got time, because we didn't push that either.
Still time
and then they naturally,
life.
Oh yeah, you'll be there in the rain. Don't you worry about it.
Oh, no, yay!
And if yours ends up in goal like mine, then you really will have anxiety. It's horrible.
Oh my gosh, that's wild.
So I feel like for you, then music is kind of like a healer and performing and being creative. Are there any tips that you would say, like, to anyone watching dealing with anxiety? What would you like to say?
I would honestly say that, like, whatever you choose to do, and whatever journey you decide to take, whatever you decide to try, it's your journey and nobody's is the same. Like, even though millions and millions of people suffer from anxiety or depression or panic disorder or whatever it is, everybody's journey is completely different. So what works for you might not work for me. What works for me might not work for my best friend. It's just whatever works for you in the moment, and it takes time. And I know that's not something that people necessarily want to hear when they're struggling and when they're in the depths and you want to be out of it quick. I honestly can say from experience that there is light at the end of the tunnel, and you'll know yourself, like, there's a way out, and it might be hard and you're in the trenches and you feel like there's no way out, but there actually is. I honestly think that if you work at it, you'll get to a place where you're so happy and you can be content and you can live with it. Then that's, to me, that's like 10 out of 10. I'm happy.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. You've been so open and honest about it, and I've learned so much. And I think for people from the outside looking in, I would never have known any of those things about you. And I think that that's always such a lesson with mental health, is that we never know what anyone's going through.
No.
So we all should be aware of it all the time.
Absolutely.
So, thank you.
Just be kind.
Just be nice.
Just be nice.
Yeah.
It takes nothing to be nice.
Yeah.
Less energy. Thank you.
You're the darkest part of me, the reason why it's hard to breathe. Stealing words before I speak. You'll have to show up unannounced. Take my head up to the clouds, and you're the one to talk me down and back again. I keep running in circles, will this ever end? Why does it hurt if it's all in my head? It's always been me, myself and you, a piece of me that I don't get to choose. You're in every lonely night. I can get you off my mind. It's always been 'cause you're a part of me for life. I can never pull away, emotion in a tidal wave. You wrap my heart in heavy chains and hold me down. I keep running in circles, will this ever end?